Shizzy and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to grow and shape your glutes. I'm going to take you through my favorite exercises for growing your glutes, and make sure you stay towards the end so you can take a screenshot of the exercise and take that over to the gym for your next workout. So let's get in. Hi y'all, I'm going to be walking you through a workout for glute growth. We're going to perform 5 exercises, and these are intended to help grow and shape your glutes. So I start off by stretching, and you always want to stretch because this warms your body up and also prevents or reduces your chances of you having injuries, and we definitely don't want those in the gym. So right now I'm just performing my favorite stretches to properly warm up my glutes, my hips, and my hamstrings. And then after that, I'm going to move on into some glutes activation exercises. For these, I'm doing donkey kicks and fire hydrants, and I just use a booty band for this. But these are not mandatory, but the reason you want to do them is to wake up your glutes so that whenever you go to perform the actual exercises, your glutes are already activated, you feel it more, your mind to muscle connection is better, and ultimately it helps for better gains. And who doesn't want bigger booties, right? If y'all are interested in a glute activation warm up, let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to make a video for that. So for our first exercise, we're going to be doing hip thrusts. And if there's anything you take away from this video, is that if you're trying to grow your glutes, your butts, you want to make sure you're doing hip thrusts because that's where the magic really happens. So what you're seeing me do here is basically trying to find the best position for my hip thrust. I'm going back and forth, moving my bench and making sure I'm in a good position to have a good range of motion whenever I do move up and down on the Smith machine here, as you can see. So once you find your optimal position, you want to go ahead and put your weights on, and then we're going to go ahead and start with the hip thrusts. The barbell pad is not mandatory, however, I highly recommend it. And if you don't have one around, you can use like a thick sweater or something to protect your thighs while you perform this exercise. So for this, what we're going to be doing is we're going to have our back on the bench, and you want to have your feet, out enough, but also to a good position that where you press up with your hips, you're feeling the tension in your glutes. And as you can see here, you want to tuck your neck. So don't put your neck up, don't put your neck to the side. Just make sure your neck is tucked and looking straight. And this really just makes your spine stay in a great position to prevent injuries. For this exercise, I did 3 sets of 10 hip thrusts. And then I moved into my next exercise, Bulgarian split squats. Today, I'm using the Smith machine to perform my Bulgarian split squats, and this just really helps with stability, and I find that I can add more weight whenever I do it this way. You could also just use dumbbells to perform the exercise as well. So what you're seeing me do here, again, I'm adjusting my bench to make sure that I'm, in a good position and I can move around freely while feeling the tension in my glutes. Once I'm satisfied with my position, I put on my weights and I go ahead to start working on the Bulgarian split squats. So for this, you have one leg on the ground and then you have the other on your bench, and you are basically just doing like a squat motion. But since this is for our glutes, the one thing you need to make sure you're doing is that you are leaning forward so that the tension is in your glutes and not in your quads, as you can see at what I'm doing here. When you're coming up, make sure you're feeling it in your glutes, that mind to muscle connection. I did 3 sets of 10 reps for this exercise per leg, and then I move on to my next exercise. I personally feel like RDLs really make you feel that burn in your glutes, and you can do this with a barbell or you can do this with a dumbbell like I'm doing today. For this motion, you want to keep the dumbbells close to you, and then we're going to be hinging up and down. So taking a look at it from the side view, keep your back straight, keep your spine neutral, and have a slight bend in your knees, and then just hinge forward and then pull the dumbbell up. I have my back straight, but I'm slightly rounded, or I'm focusing down because I want to make sure that the tension is on my glutes whenever I come up. If you're doing this exercise properly, trust me, you'll start to feel it in your glutes by like your third rep. For this one, I do 3 sets of 12 reps before moving on to my next exercise, which are sumo squats. Love this one. I don't know about you, but every time I do this exercise after a long break, it definitely makes me feel so sore the next day. So just an FYI, get ready for that. So since this is a sumo squat, for this one, you want to have your feet apart more than hips width distance. Just have enough space, and then point your toes kind of outwards. And then for this, just pick up your dumbbell. You want something quite heavy, not too heavy to where you can get an injury, but heavy enough. And then I'm just doing a squat motion, and I'm making sure to keep my back relatively straight, because the way I build tension in my glutes is when I basically like come up. So that motion of coming up and having your back straight is what gives you that tension and ultimately, grows your glutes. For this last one, we're going to be doing a superset. So that means we're performing 2 exercises back to back before taking our rest between sets. The first one we're going to do is the back extension, and that was just me, making sure I was in a good position. So now I've added a 25-pound ball, and what I'm doing is using my back to basically pull myself up. But because we want this focus on our glutes, I'm rounding my back a little bit. So whenever I come up, I feel the tension in my glutes as opposed to my lower back. And that's where the magic really happens. And trust me, this one burns. So you're doing some work. After each set of 20 reps for the back extensions, I move into my kettlebell swings, and I do this for 20 reps as well. And with this one, the main thing is to make sure that whenever you do swing up, your legs are doing the work and not your arms. So your arms are basically moving because your glutes are pushing them, with enough momentum. So just keep that in mind. Glutes have the tension. And yeah, that's the workout. Thank you guys for watching this. I hope you really enjoyed it and I was able to, give you some information. At the end of this video, I have a guide that shows everything we just did, so you can take a screenshot of that and use it for your next workout. And yeah, thanks guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.